Have you ever felt like your mistakes define you? Like no matter what you do, you can't shake off your guilt. What if there is a way to release yourself from that and move forward? I have carried shame for a long time. Saying yes to someone who wasn't right for me felt like the biggest mistake of my life. It was an arranged marriage, and I just had very little time to say yes. And it was more like, kuch galat nahi laga to sahi. It was from that angle, and literally, I was just given 25 days to decide the rest of my life. I carried so much shame for choosing the wrong person, for not standing my grounds. Even though I called off my wedding, I kept regretting why I didn't do it sooner. I felt so much shame and guilt for letting other people's opinion matter when I didn't feel like something was not right. And others were like, that's how it is, blah, 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 blah. I just listened to all of those things and I still stayed. I was wrecked. I felt like I have failed me, not just me, and also the people around me. It's not just that, just even for staying for some time in that place, I felt like I lost my, I don't know, self respect just by staying in that place for that 1 or 2 months. And it was wrecking. And I killed myself over and over in my mind that why did I ever stay there? Why did I ever say yes to this and all of those things? And why did I listen to people's opinion? It just was too much. For me, it's the shame of saying yes to the wrong person. Maybe you are made to feel shame for just as simple as something like talking to the opposite gender, or maybe just wanting to live life on your own terms. Maybe you were made to feel bad because you are not meeting people's expectations. It could be your parents, it could be your partners, or it could be the societies. Maybe it's the shame of not standing up for yourself when you needed it the most, staying silent when you wanted to speak, saying yes to something when you really, really wanted to say no. Or maybe it's the guilt of doing something genuinely wrong, a choice that you deeply regret, but you can't take it back. Maybe it's the shame that someone else placed on you for simply being yourself. Or maybe it's the crushing guilt of never being able to live up to the expectations in the first place, which are not even yours to begin with. This is about more than letting go of the past. Forgiving yourself is not just a nice idea, it's freedom. When you forgive yourself, you reclaim the power that you lost. You unburden yourself from all the things which you shouldn't have even carried in the first place. You stop carrying burdens which are never yours to begin with. You open yourself up to new opportunities, healthier relationships, and a version of yourself that feels so whole and free. By letting go of self blame and shame, you create a life where you have space to grow, to feel joy, and a version of yourself which feels so true to you. Forgiving yourself isn't about denying your mistake or completely ignoring what's happened. It's about understanding the deeper reason behind your actions and choosing to grow from it. First, let's get one thing straight. You're human and you're not a robot. Nobody in their life is completely prepared for the challenges that life is going to throw at them. And perfectionism isn't real. Humans are imperfect. And first, we need to accept that we are imperfect. Ask yourself, is this guilt or shame placed on you by societal or cultural norms? If you think about it, what is considered wrong here could be considered right in another country, and what is considered wrong could be considered right in this country. This perspective shift can release a lot of self judgment for you. If your actions genuinely hurt somebody, take responsibility, apologize, and make a choice not to do it again. Be aware about it, be conscious. Reflect on why you made those choices. Were you afraid? Were you pressured? Were you uninformed? Understanding why you made that choice will help you see yourself with compassion rather than criticism. Shame paralyzes, but accountability empowers. Shame says you're bad. Accountability says you made a mistake and you can fix it. Choose to be empowered. The person you are yesterday is not the same person you are today. If you can't believe that, think about how you were 5 years back, how you were 10 years back. Go back. What are your behaviors? How would you react? Haven't that changed over these years? So, this will also change. So, this is not this is not you. Don't see this mistake as you. Don't let that mistake define you. See, the growth change is the only constant, and you will be a different person tomorrow. People say that speak to yourself like how you would to a friend. I always imagine my niece, like how I would speak to my niece. If my niece does something like a mistake, let's say, I'm going to be compassionate to her, and I'm not going to remember her by the mistake that she did. Show the same compassion to you. Every small step that you take towards healing is a mystery. Even you just sitting here and watching this video is progress. So celebrate your progress, not the perfection. You know what? Self forgiveness is not about going back to the past and taking that mistake and burying it like so deep down. It doesn't work that way. When I broke off my wedding that was supposed to happen, you know, when I take two steps back from that girl and I see her today from a distance, I have compassion for her. I understand where she comes from. I know what her situation was. And I know she did the best that she could. Um, Maybe she was not able to speak in the beginning, but later on, she had the courage to walk away from that situation. So I see all the shortcomings which she was not able to do at that time and where she froze. And I also am very proud of walking away from it. So when you step back and see something, you will find things where you would have made things right, where you would have stood up for yourself, and celebrate that. Have so much compassion. Maybe you didn't stand up for yourself and you had to agree to others because that was the only option that was available for you. Maybe you didn't know any better. Maybe you didn't have the courage to do something, or maybe you were afraid of something. It could be anything. Please take few steps back and see why you did that, and you give yourself lot of love. Because if you think about it, if you see somebody in that position now, what are you going to do for them? You're going to support them and stand by them. you know do that for yourself. Now it's your turn. I want you to try something today. Write down one thing, one mistake, one regret, and look at yourself and tell to yourself that I forgive me for this. It might feel hard, but it's a step towards freedom. Forgiveness is not a destination, it's a journey. And every step you take is a step towards that freedom. You deserve joy. You deserve love. You deserve to live a amazing life guilt free. Thank you for sharing this time with me. Until next time, take care of your beautiful self.